Hello everyone, I welcome all of you to SSC Mock channel. Today in this video, we will be discussing about your best math strategy for the next 60 days so that you can score 80 plus in mathematics section. See, before I start with this video, I would like to clarify one thing. As per SSC calendar, your exam is scheduled in mid of December. So without speculating much more about other examinations calendar, you should keep in mind that your exam will be on mid of December. You have around 60 to 70 days in your hand, so you should prepare accordingly. So let's start with this video. Before I start, I would like to clarify one more doubt that you all have regarding your CGL 2024 Tier 1 expected cutoff. Guys, we have already shared the video, already shared this in our Telegram channel, and I'm reiterating myself regarding this because still there are few students that they are still confused about whether they will get selected or not. Guys, this is the number that we have predicted or we have calculated as per our experience. If you are scoring less than 5 marks, and if you are falling into any of this category, and if you are scoring less than 5 marks from this particular cutoff score, you should prepare for tier 2 because nobody knows what are the variables that SSC will consider in terms of calculating your normalization. So I hope with this thing your debate or your confusion or your anxiety over your selection should come to an end and you should focus now on tier 2 examination. So let's start, guys. In this particular video we will be discussing about in tier 2 how questions are being asked from each and every chapters. So what are the weightage of these chapters, then how we should follow the resources in the best way possible so that we can cover all the types of questions, we can cover all the important most repetitive questions, and we should have a very very strong grip on all these chapters so that we won't miss out any questions from these particular chapters. And the best strategy, what should be our plan, what should be the blueprint that we should be following, we should stick to till the end of tier 2 so that we can get a score of 80 out of 90 only from mathematics. So let's start, guys. See, whenever we try to understand the weightage, whenever we try to understand which chapters has the more weightage or what are the questions from a particular chapter is coming more frequently or repetitively, we need to understand your past papers. So based on your past papers, I have come to a conclusion that, and this is evidential because in 2022 this was your paper, in 2023 this was how your paper formed. So in 2022 from geometry particularly 4 questions are there, but in 2023 we see only 2 questions. For simplification it was 3 in 2022 and 2 in 2023. Same for SICI, same for algebra, and as you know, if I star mark these chapters like statistics or probability, these chapters are asked only in your tier 2 examination, and you can see it's constant in number. 2 questions were asked in 2022 and same happened in 2023. In terms of probability it increased. So these are the chapters you should not miss. We'll discuss this further in this particular video. We'll see what should be your approach for this particular chapters. So this is the, you can say, a constructive idea regarding the chapters, the weightage, which are the most important chapters, how these chapters will ensure that your score will get increased, you will score in this particular chapters much more. Okay, so this was a generic idea how your paper was formed for 2022 to 2023, but I have prepared a very subtle, or you can say an easier step for you all, depending on your chapter wise weightage, depending on your chapter wise weightage. Plus I understood one more thing. See, in your tier 2 paper 2023, if I will be specific, there were 2 types of question. First was a simpler type, easy to calculate, easy to answer. Second one was a bit lengthy, and for that lot of students got the problem. And in lengthy there were 2 types of questions. First, in terms of language, if you see the question paper, you will see larger paragraphs, 5 to 6 lines questions are there. So language are a bit complicated, or you can say a bit lengthier, and there are some questions which are really calculative. you have to calculate at least two or three things. You can say two multiplications are needed, or three multiplications are needed, or four multiplications are needed in order to solve only in one question. So based on these things, based on the chapter wise weightage and the types of questions being asked from a particular chapter, I have prepared a list of chapters that you should follow, that you should stick to, or you should at least take a reference from these chapters, so that in these particular chapters your grip would be very much better, or you can say you have a strong, you should, it should be your strength. Okay, so let's see all these chapters. See, as per my analysis, for you, if you are scoring, somewhere around 30 plus in tier 1, or if you are a 40 plus scorer in tier 1, or in 2024 you scored 45 plus, even if you score in this range, you need to understand one more thing, that tier 2 game is quite different in tier 1 than tier 1. And if you don't have a particular bulletproof approach for tier 2, there is a chance that you may miss out even if you score well in tier 1. So for that particular thing, I have done this thing. You can do all this. You can also analyze this by checking the 2023 paper, and you will get to understand why these chapters, why this sequence is very important for you all. So you should start with simplification, then move to average, age, statistics, probability, and so on. So these are the chapters. You will get the PDF of this whole PPT, so that you can rely on it, you can refer to it, and this should be your sequence if you want to complete the whole syllabus in 60 days with a limited approach. Then you should focus on this. Okay, so this should be your approach. Now we got the idea how questions are being formed, right? We know how questions are being formed. Then we are now clear what should be our strategy, what should be our approach. Now let's understand how we should proceed with all this approach. Okay, see, the first and foremost thing, you should be disciplined. You should follow a sequence while approaching a chapter or solving some questions. First thing, you should have a conceptual clarity. I will discuss all these things in detail. You will have some resources to practice. You should be attempting sectionals, then full mock test, and you should be preparing a error book for your benefit. Okay, let's understand each and everything in detailed manner. See, in terms of concept, I know there are students, they still have the doubts whether they should purchase a course or self-study will suffice. Now guys, in 60 days, no one can get you this confidence that you will be able to score 80 points if you are enrolling into a course, because there is a certain timeline of a course, there is a certain pattern to that course. Then you have to watch the lectures, then go for solving some questions, then solving PYQs, then attempting sectionals, then attempting mocks, and this whole thing will waste your time and you won't be able to complete your whole syllabus. So what we'll be doing, we will be curtailing these two things. We'll stick with your PYQ. We'll be building your concept around PYQs, then we'll be attempting sectionals, then we'll move to the mocks. So now let's understand this. So in order to build concepts, you must have, or the only reference point or the only resource, standard resource I can say, you should have either Pinnacle or Kiran PYQ book or the PDF, whichever is if you are comfortable with the PDF. These PDFs are already available in many Telegram channels, you can refer to that. And you should have a textbook pass-through in order to attempt all the sectional tests and full mock test. Then you should have your formula note. I will explain why. See, the whole thing, see, you have a basic understanding, I can say 50 to 70% understanding around most of the chapters in mathematics. Now what you need confidence around these chapters. So how confidence will be boosted? If you know all the nooks and corners, if you know all the nooks and corners, then you will be able to answer each and every question. So all the confidence comes from where? This confidence will come from the practices we'll be doing. How we'll be doing? The first step of practice will be you should know all the formulas. Then you should be solving few questions around this formula to have that confidence that yes, I know all these formulas very well. So for that you need your own formula note, and when you are preparing this through your own handwriting, this will help you memorize, this will help you retain for a longer period of time. That's why your own formula note is really important, and you have sufficient amount of time in your hand that you can prepare your formula note as well. Okay, the last part is error book. We'll discuss this on the later part. Along with this, Simply Crack has some surprise for you. We will be discussing that at the end of this video. Okay, let's move. See, first thing, as I had already discussed, in 2023 we saw a very, I think 7 to 8 questions. I think at least 7 to 8 questions are really calculative, and for that calculation, so that you don't get trapped in this whole calculation circle, you should try, you should use 15 minutes. Math record calculation should be used for 15 minutes each and every day without any fail. This will help you solving each and every question faster, plus your calculation speed if increased, it will instill your confidence. You will be more confident, you won't leave questions in between. You started a question, you start to solve few things, after 3-4 steps you are leaving the questions, and what happens? You are losing this 3 marks, plus you are wasting 1 to 2 minutes here. So if you do this math workout application every day for 15 minutes, this sort of problem will be resolved. Now the next part, the resources, the PYQ. See, from the very beginning what I'm saying, our approach should be limited. What I mean, we'll be solving limited number of questions to get maximum output, or I can say maximum benefit. So particularly in Pinnacle SSC Maths, you will see variety of questions at the beginning of each and every chapter. See, these variety of questions are the crux of all the questions that have been asked repeatedly in different SSC examinations. So if you are very good in solving these questions, you are 99% done with the questions that will be coming in CGL 2024 Tier 2. So that's why this variety of questions hold a very large amount of weightage. You need to understand this. You have to solve it without fail. If you don't have Pinnacle book, and if you are solving from Kiran book, you can try the test yourself part in each and every chapter. At the end of each and every chapter, you will see test yourself questions. 30 to 40 questions are there in each and every chapter. You can solve that, and those are the crux of that particular chapter. In terms of Pinnacle, if you are following the Pinnacle PDF, you will see starting from 40 to 90 or 100 in few chapters like trigonometry, geometry and mensuration. You will see these number of questions, these number of varieties of questions that have already been asked in SSC examinations, and that will help you having a confidence that yes, you can solve all these questions very well. Okay, so I hope in terms of resources you are certain about what you should be following for next 60 days. Okay, so this is all about your resources. Now let's move to your practice thing. Once you are done with your concept, that is your formula book, then you move with the variety of questions. Now you need to attempt the sectional tests, and the only, and I can say for sure without any doubt, and this is not a promotion guys, textbook is the single largest platform where you would be competing with your peers and getting exact PYQs in a timely manner. There will be a timeline for you to attempt this sectional test so that you can check how others are performing compared to you, what was your strength, what was your weaknesses. You can analyze all these things, and this particular platform will help you understand this. So in this particular platform you'll get sectional test of quantitative aptitude from 2016 onwards. Then you can appear for sectional tests and full length tests as well. So your holistic approach towards mathematics will be completed with this sectional and full test. I hope I'm making a sense to you. Okay, now when I told you your formula book and error book, I would like to add one more thing. See guys, for concept we are using your formula book. It's in your own handwriting so that it will instill confidence, plus it will help you retain it for a longer period of time. Okay, now after concepts we are moving towards variety of questions from Pinnacle. Then we move to sectional test for all PYQs, right? And full mock test. Now when you will be appearing in, or you will be attempting all these sectional test or full mock test, you will see something. What you will be seeing? You will see there are certain questions from these sectional tests or this full mock test that was not included in variety of questions, not included in variety of questions. Or you can see there is a certain pattern in which you are committing mistakes, in which you are taking too much time, or you are leaving it in between. So if you find out that pattern, if you find out those questions, if you mark those questions and put all these questions into your error book, and if you on daily basis, if you revise from these error books, what will happen? You will have a good grip over all these questions which used to take time. In those questions you are making mistakes, you are leaving those in between due to calculation or due to any confusion regarding the concepts of these questions. So if you do this through error book, it will help you understand, and it will come to your notice that which types are making trouble for you in the real examination, and this way your score will increase. Okay, I hope now you have certain level of understanding how you should proceed with mathematics from the list of chapters to PYQs through variety of questions plus sectional test plus full mock test. Okay, I hope now it is clear to each and every one of you what should be your process. Now what is the SimplyCrack special? As you all know, from statistics plus probability, 4 questions are coming, and these questions are really easy in nature. If you have a solid conceptual clarity, then you can solve these questions without wasting much more time with 100% accuracy, and these 4 questions will fetch you 12 marks in your SSC examination. And for these both chapters I will be taking classes in YouTube SSC mock channel. So this is the surprise guys, I was telling you in the very beginning of this video. So I hope now you have a clarity what should be your approach, how you should approach these things. See, when I said you would be scoring somewhere around 80 plus, that means you will be getting 26 to 27 questions right. That means there will be 3 to 4 questions that will, it may you can solve it, or you can skip it, or it may take some time, that you can't just solve it for within a minute or within 2 minutes. You won't be able to solve this question. So our focus should be get maximum benefit, or I can say get maximum score than our peers. If we do this, our chances of selection is higher than others. So that's why I'm saying, if you follow the list of chapters, then you solve the variety of questions, then the mocks, this will ensure this 80 plus score. This will help you understand, this will help you make your own strategy or your own approach towards solving few things in mathematics. Okay, I hope from this video you have learned very crucial, or I can say very important things for your examination. Now guys, what happens in mathematics is that whenever you start solving a question, you miss out the facts. You simply read it, then you again read it, then you try to deduce some sense, and then you solve it. So that's why I'm saying, in mathematics, don't read with your eyes, read with your brains. Focus on the factuals, on the facts that has been given in these questions, and what is being asked. So that's why I'm saying, in mathematics, don't read with your eyes, read with your brain. This was all from my side, guys. If you like this video, if you like the strategy we are sharing, then please do subscribe to this channel, comment your feedback on this, what other things you want to learn from us, what are the lectures you want from us, and please share with your friends so that we can help a lot of guys. Thank you guys.